Hey guys, hope all is well. Welcome and welcome back, and happy new moon to you. And thank you guys for the support. You guys are so sweet. But today, this is going to be for people who grew up with karmic moms, karmic parental figures, family members, or if you experience a lot of trauma, childhood, or even as an adult, just a lot of trauma, a lot of weight, a lot of baggage, other unhealed people like to dump on us. But I will be kind of not deep into it, but I will be touching on some sensitive topics. So just a little warning on that. But what I wanted to talk about today is because the time is really winding down. This filament is about to come off of this planet. So things really have to be released. And I was guided on this one because this one helped me a lot. And that is requesting from your higher self, from source, asking for information on your pre-birth planning sessions. Now if you do this, just be prepared for what information you receive, because I wasn't. And with my first experience with tapping into my pre-birth planning session, I was actually like really mad for like 3 weeks straight because I was not expecting to see like a higher version of myself in this meeting with soul family and spiritual elders, actually planning traumas when they would happen, the chain events that are happen from that, and how that'll lead into this with the lessons. So basically, when you tap into that, you're getting like that behind the scenes look when your chart is basically constructed. And it wasn't until after I calmed down, which was, like I said, 3 weeks later, because I was pissed for 3 weeks. Like, crazy bitch, why would you do that? But it's really good with helping with the healing and understanding why you had to go through certain things. But I must tell you this, and it's like this with a lot of people. If you have a karmic family, especially karmic parental figures, this happens often, but you experience a lot more than you were supposed to. Meaning a lot of people's upbringings weren't supposed to be as bad as they were. I mean, you would be rewarded for that, but that is just one thing to note, because things can kind of go overboard. So a lot of people went through more than what was intended, what they were intended to go through. But when you go through back over it that way, that really helps you release, because I had so much stuff to release. And with my the very first experience I had when I put in that request to my higher self, my very first experience was in the dream state. The dream is going to probably be extremely vivid, and it's going to be certain parts that just going to be really, really vivid. And with mine, it was weird because, first of all, you're going to be escorted somewhere, because I had two beings with me. I don't remember seeing their face, but I remember that was how I got there. They were standing on side of me, and I was standing in the corner of a room watching this meeting. But when I listened to what they were talking to and hearing what I was saying, I was just like, I had said something. I was like, wait a minute, like, what are you doing? But of course, nobody heard me. Like I said, for a week, I was okay. But after the first week, for 3 weeks, I was mad. So it took me like a month to like kind of really process that. But after that initial one, you get more info. I probably would have got it sooner, but like I said, I was really upset for a while. But after that initial, because they will literally transport you, because time is linear, you will actually will be sitting in your own pre-birth planning session, and you will get that behind the scenes footage of what's going on. And then after that, you will start getting like intuitive downloads and more information as time goes on, because it's crazy. Because I've been the last month and a half to 2 months. That's crazy. Now, this was well over 10 years ago, probably almost 15 years ago. And I've been getting a lot more information on more stuff. Just more stuff keeps coming up. But that really does help with the healing process a lot. And it helps you release that, because right now, a lot of people, they are kind of still tied to people that the cycle has closed out with. And you need to energetic breaks, because once those changes started rolling in, you have a lot of extra assistance around you right now trying to get you to where you need to be. So that's why it's really important. I say nothing to me that really expedites the healing process when you really understand why you had to go through everything. And that will really allow you to release, because I had a lot to release, because like I said, my mother is probably like the most karmic, spiteful person that I have literally ever met. My smear campaign started when I was really young in elementary school. So by the time I was 12, my reputation was already ruined because of lies that she was telling. I was just seen as a bad child, excuse me, by the age of 12. So when she had done so much just by the time I was 12, so my first unalive attempt was at 12, she silenced me so much and talked so much for me and had lied so much on me to all the people that she gossiped with, all the family that she talked to. Nobody ever thought to come to me and talk to me about what happened. They actually just started treating me worse, because they were like, oh, well, she's just a selfish child. She got in trouble and she did that. She just wants attention. She just didn't want to get in trouble. But what my mother didn't tell them is that I got in trouble for being fully violated by a middle-aged man that was her age. So instead of calling the police, that was like the most hatred that I had ever experienced in my life. And to me, that was the only way that I could get away, was to take myself out. And it was weird, like when I say you will constantly get more information, is because something happened to me 6 weeks ago that shocked me. And it was something, now this has been decades since that happened, and this was something that I never noticed. But like I said, now, especially now, you're going to get a lot of information, because like my whole life, my mom has been literally obsessed with ruining every aspect of my life. I was literally groomed for failure. I was set up for failure my entire life. It was nothing but spying, watching, and going behind the scenes, doing dirt, doing work to mess up every part of my life. And this followed me throughout my life. And when I got older and started doing the healing work, I knew the dog was going to bring his ass over here. When I got older and started doing the healing work, that's when I noticed it got even worse. And that's when I got more insurance policies put on me. So dealt with that for a few more years, and finally I got to the point, because for some reason, she's always been obsessed with seeing me down. The only two ways that my mother wanted me alive was either in prison or in a mental institution. Other than that, she wanted me out of here. So when I finally cut everybody off, nobody has access to me anymore. So that's when it got more obsessive. because she always wanted to control everything. So she sent warlocks to me. So I literally have an ex who low key who hate women because he wants to be one, that's working with her. But when my dad passed last year, since she stole the inheritance, this last year she's been really going overboard. Her and her little secret society, her little groups, ex-in-laws, or everybody she working with, they going to town with that. Thing is, it don't matter what you do now, because the cycle is over. Everything I was supposed to go through, I went through. I understand the assignment. They don't. Even just last week, I had somebody go through my trash twice. Like hell, shit jumped in and clicked your heels a couple times. You damn sure was at home. But anyway, like 6 weeks ago, something just popped in my head, because the ages that I tried to unalive myself was 12, 13, and 21. And for some reason, those numbers popped up in my head. And I said, wait a minute. Let me go write this down. So when I wrote the numbers down, I looked at the numbers and I just gasped. Because when I broke down the numbers of the ages I tried to unalive myself, it came out to 111 and 232. Those were the numbers. And I tripped out, because if you look at my channel, it's Vinay, which is my middle name, and 232. Because I saw that angel number so much. Then I play bingo, so I see numbers even more. When I would play bingo, I was seeing that number like 14 or 15 times a day. That's why it just stuck. So that's when I said, Vinay, you have to put the 232 on it, because I know that's what they were on my ass about anyway. So I put that on there. And when I realized, I just gasped, because I'm like 111 and 232, and that's my channel name. So it was almost telling me, you going through this now, but like with all this, because they so obsessed with it. They wanted me out in the cold, but they out in the cold and obsessed because they doing this. I mean, and when I say every day, all day, that's sad. Y'all asses going to jail, because I know you're watching. Anywho, imagine going to jail. These people in their 60s and 70s now, y'all know y'all too old for this. I know they be attacking my throat, but whatever. But you're going to be, for the people who went through more than what they were supposed to, you're going to be rewarded for that. But just go ahead and release everything now. And what's going to happen right now is those thought energies that are going out, those are real imperative to the timeline you're going to be on. That's why the distractions are so heavy. That's why people are doing everything in their power to get you down. And that's why the synchronicities have been so heavy, because that's something like everybody is getting so many signs and synchronicities right now. That's because they're trying to shuffle you around, get you to heal and release all of that so you can get to where you want to be. That's why I say they can. And then something else I thought about, it was weird, because I'm like, I attempted to do that 3 times. And then I also had 3 car accidents that should have easily been fatal, especially the last one, because I like fractured all the bones on the right side of my face. That's why I don't have like a piece of eyebrow now. But I'm like, that was 33 right there. And it's weird, because my journey officially started seriously, and I had an awakening at the age of 33. And 3 is my favorite number. So when I sit back and look at all the dirt they did and all the dirt they still doing and all the synchronicities and the messages are coming with it, I'm like, all that was supposed to happen. It's meant for you to grow from. So grow from it. Everything they doing or happens or have done to you is to elevate you. And trust me, it doesn't make any sense when you look at it from the human perspective. But when you start to look at it from the other side and you start to process it and you get more information on it, because they are going to give you more information on it, especially now. when I tell you that stuff that they do, it doesn't work. You keep doing magic all day long. I'm not gonna be up in here sad. I'ma still they illegally spying in the way. You see me doing the same goofy shit. It is what it is. So just make sure you guys just request from your higher self to start tapping into your pre-birth planning sessions, and that can help you see why this happened, why it had to happen, what you were to gain from it, and that could provide some real serious growth for you right now. So y'all take care. See you on the next.